how are you? This is Pastor Jason here at Pineville Christian Church. I want to welcome you to this Friday edition of TNT. You will notice that I have a sidekick with me here today. This is my backup, Todd Taylor, one of the pastors here at Pineville Christian Church. So glad to have you here with us today, Todd, as we do this TNT. I invited Todd to be a part of this with us because we're going to be talking a little bit about, what's going to be happening this week and kind of over the next few weeks. And, so just wanted him to be here. Wanted you to see him. A couple of things I really wanted to accomplish with this is let you know that how much I appreciate Todd, and you should appreciate him for all that he's done. He didn't know I was going to do this, but, he's really worked extremely hard behind the scenes to help us put this together and to keep things moving and go through this. So I'm really appreciative of Todd being here. Todd, can you say hello to the folks and what do you got any thoughts for us this morning?
Oh, well, hello everybody. I'm glad to be here. My thoughts are I'm glad we're starting to get together and see each other a little bit, even if it has to be at 6 feet apart. But my heart's really lifted up by coming back together with my church family again.
As we think about what's going to happen, I wanted to take a minute and kind of describe to you what we're going to be doing starting this Sunday and going forward, at least through the next few weeks as we move into phase 2. Some of the things that changed in phase 2 relate primarily to capacity, and so as a result of being able to have some increased capacity, we're not going to have to register for our services. I feel like we're going to be okay meeting the person requirements based on the fire marshal capacity for our building. So you won't have to go on and register for which service you want to be on if you want to come to, whether it's the 9 o'clock service or the 10:45 service. We are, however, going to continue doing 2 services at least for the next few weeks, simply because we want to be able to maintain the social distancing requirement that we're under if everybody was here at one time. So that is one inconvenience. We'll have to continue doing 2 services. And because we'll continue to do the 2 services, what we are going to do is continue to make the first service available to those, who may be a little more cautious, who are older, and aren't, ready yet to be around a bunch of the kids, simply because the kids are way more energetic. They're out there, and things of that nature. So in that regard, we're going to kind of keep the services for, no one under 13 at the first service. And then, of course, kids can be involved at the 10:45 service. A few have asked us about what we would be doing with the children. At least for the next couple of weeks, we're still going to not have any organized classes for the children, just because of the...
Well, there's a few rules that they'd like to have us implement, such as taking the children's temperature before they go in the room and the parents not go with them. And we're just not comfortable with those set of standards right now. And, if we can just have some patience through it, we appreciate it as we go through it. We've been through so much, and it's just 3 more weeks, hopefully, fingers crossed, that, we move into phase 3, and that allows us to do a lot more things. We will try and continue to have the coloring books and activities for the kids to enjoy while we do have services, though.
Yeah. And that's a good point. Some have asked, well, what about some other folks are doing? What are they doing? While we do like to get input from other places, one of the things that we have, made a decision here to be able to do is that we really want to follow the guidelines. We want to, we don't want to try to push the envelope and interpret them in such a way that we might cause some folks to feel like we're not being genuine. And so, at this time, for our setup with the, with those, kind of qualifications and requirements that are there, it's just a little bit before we're ready. So, but I do feel like that as we move to phase 3, that'll probably be a lot easier. I know if some of you had asked about that, and look, it can be challenging, with our kids in there and how that works. I just want to say, first off, look, don't worry about them being a distraction. They're not distracting me. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see them. You try to use this as an opportunity, I think, to maybe, teach them some lessons, some different things. And of course, if you're not comfortable at all and you just can't, deal with all of that, we will continue to have the services
live
online.
stream,
We're going to do the live stream. So that'll give you, some options there. I just wanted to let all of you know what's going on with all of this. In the world today, Todd and I have talked, as ministers of the gospel who are trying to carry the light of Jesus to the world. There seems to be a lot of darkness out there, right? And lots of struggles going on in the world today, related to a lot of things. And there's a passage that we find in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 that I just want to kind of close out with us. And you hit on it when you were talking about patience even, and being patient with us as we work through this. And it's in 1 Corinthians 13 and it's about love. And, Paul is talking here to Christians, and he tells them that love is the most important thing. And then really it's more important than our religious expression and what our spiritual gifts are. It's about loving people, and Todd was talking to me earlier about a verse that's really it hit him. Tell us a little bit about what you were reading this morning, Todd.
Well, I was going through my readings actually for school, I came across the verse in John 13. And we're all praying right now with what the world's going through, whether it's the virus or whether it's the racial tension and everything, and asking for God to give us direction. And sometimes I wonder he must be a little frustrated with us because he himself, in the form of Jesus Christ, told us what his commandment was, which is to love each other. To be a follower of Jesus Christ, you'll prove that by loving your brother as yourself. And to me, we're looking for all these answers when he's already gave us the answer. And that just really hit my heart, particularly with what's been going on. And just, I don't believe in coincidence. God had that in my studies as I've been studying the Corinthian books for my classes right now, to really teach me a lesson.
Yeah. And if there's ever been a time that we needed love, the world needs love, and we need to share the love of Jesus. So as we close, I just want to read this passage from 1 Corinthians as a reminder to all of us. It says, love is patient. Love is kind. It's not jealous. It does not brag, and it's not arrogant. It does not act unbecomingly. It does not seek its own. Love is not provoked. It does not take into account a wrong suffered. It does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things. It believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never fails. If there are gifts of prophecy, they can be done away with. If there are tongues, they will cease. If there is knowledge, it will be done away with. For we know in part and we prophesy in part, but when perfect comes, the partial will be done away with. He says, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I did away with childish things. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I will know fully, just as I also have been fully known. But now faith, hope, and love abide, these three. But the greatest of these is love. Look, we need love in this world today. I feel like sometimes we don't have the answers. I literally feel like, Todd, I'm looking through that glass dimly, and I don't really know what to do, how to act, what to say. But I can tell you this, if we will all try to love each other, like Jesus said, it's a commandment. We already know it. We know that. Let's just do it. I hope that as we continue to progress in our getting back to normal here at Pineville Christian Church, that you'll figure out what's the right thing for you to do and how to connect and how to be a part of it, whether that's virtual, whether that's here. But more importantly than any of that is that you will begin to engage your life as you love God, as you love other people, and as we spread that love to those around us. I hope you have a great week. Again, appreciate Todd for being here. I look forward to seeing many of you on Sunday or catching you online with the live stream. God bless.